reference angles. Uh, for now, it's just going to seem like a kind of an odd concept, but it'll be useful later whenever we're actually doing something with trig functions. But a reference angle asks the question. It's trying to find out what is the angle that the terminal side of an angle creates with the x-axis. All right, so I've got here 4 scenarios here. So an angle, that's a quadrant 1 angle, a quadrant 2 angle, quadrant 3, quadrant 4. And all we're concerned with is the angle created from the terminal side to the x-axis. So if it's in the first quadrant here, it's real easy. The reference angle is just the actual angle of the one that they give you. So for quadrant 1, all right, for quadrant 1, it's just the angle itself, theta. All right, the actual angle that they give you. If it's in quadrant 2, so what we're looking for, here's the terminal side. We're trying to find out the angle created from it to the x-axis. All right, I guess I should say the nearest angle, created between the terminal side and the x-axis. Oh, by the way, the reference angle, it's always between 0 and 90 degrees. Right? So they never go with, it's always an acute angle, never obtuse. So what we're trying to find out is this angle from the terminal side to the x-axis. Well, if this is 120 and the full sweep is 180, all right, you can just count up. From 120 to 180 is a 60 degree. All right, so the reference angle here would be 60 degrees. That would be the reference angle. And if it's in quadrant 2, the formula, I guess, is 180 minus theta. All right, so whatever angle it gives you, it'll always just be 180 minus that angle. Okay, so that's a little formula for it. In quadrant 3, so we've got a 225 degree angle here. So it passed 180, and we're trying to find that angle there between the terminal side and the x-axis. So the way I think about it is, if we were at 180, how much further did we go to get to 225? All right, so from 180 to 225 is, what is that, 45? Yeah, that's just 45 degrees. All right, so that would be our reference angle there, would be 45 degrees. The formula for it is, so it's always in the third quadrant, so it's always going to be bigger than 180. So what you do is whatever the angle is, theta, minus 180. All right, so if you take that whole sweep and subtract off, this 180 portion right there, it's just going to leave you with that angle that you're interested in. All right, third quadrant here. So 290, that's just a little bit past 270. What we're trying to find out is this missing angle here from the terminal side to the x-axis. Let's see, if we're at 290, that's how far we've gone. The question is, how much further until we reach 360? So from 290 to 360 is going to be 70 degrees. That's what we're missing there. So to find it, as far as the formula goes, it will always be 360 minus whatever angle they give you. All right. So there's your 4 formulas. If it's in the first quadrant, the reference angle is just the angle itself. If it's in the second quadrant, it's 180 minus the angle. And then if it's in the third quadrant, the terminal side, it's just theta minus 180. And for if it's in the fourth quadrant, it'll be 360 minus theta. But you're always interested in that, that small angle between, the terminal side and the x-axis. All right, so in this question, they're asking for the reference angle of 710 degrees. Now you could, try to draw a 710 degree angle. It's 360 plus however much else. But the easier way is you just find the coterminal angle for 710. So for 710, the coterminal angle between 0 and 360, you'll just subtract 360, and that will be your coterminal angle between 0 and 360. So it's 350. That's what we're actually dealing with. Now you don't have to do this, but I mean, I kind of know what a 350 degree angle is. So it's that little spot right there, that little smidgen. That's your angle that's created there. The idea is you want to find out what quadrant it's in. You know, if it's between 0 and 90, that's the first quadrant. If it's between 90 and 180, would be the second quadrant. Between 180 and 270 would be the third quadrant. And then between 270 and 360, obviously that's the fourth quadrant. So the one that we have, because it's 350, that's going to fall here in this fourth quadrant. And so that tells us we need to use this formula to find our reference angle. All right, so all we're interested is that remaining space between where the angle stopped and the x-axis. So this formula, the little formula, tells us just to do 360 minus whatever the angle is. So 350, and that's just a little 10-degree angle. 10 degrees will be our reference angle for 350 or for 710. All right.